In this video, you are going to learn how to evaluate algebraic expressions. Before we go into our example, let us do a quick review of what we mean by the term evaluate. In math, evaluate means to find the numerical value of an expression by replacing the variables or variable with given numbers and then performing the necessary calculations according to the order of operations. Essentially, this means to work out the value of an expression by substituting known values for variables or variable. Using this example on the screen, how can we evaluate an expression? The example reads, the expression 9.99d plus 12.99c can be used to find the total cost of D pounds of almonds and C pounds of cashews. How much does it cost to buy 1.5 pounds of almonds and 2.5 pounds of cashews? Evaluate the expression for the given values. So if you look at the picture right here, the cost per pound for almonds is $9.99, and the cost for cashews is $12.99 per pound. However, for the cashews, we need to know the cost for 2.5 pounds, and for the almond, we need to know the cost for 1.5 pounds. And then we need to find the total cost of both of them. So let us start by rewriting our expression. So we have 9.99d plus 12.99c. So in this expression, we have two variables. Remember, we said that variables are letters that we use to represent something we don't know yet. Now we are going to write what each variable represents. Always write down your information, write down what you know. So for D, we know that D represents the pounds of almond, and we need to know the cost for 1.5 pounds of almond. C represents pounds of cashews, and in the problem we want to know the cost for 2.5 pounds of cashews. So now that we know what is C and what is D, we are going to substitute these values into our expression, then we simplify. Substitute means to replace the letters or the variables with their actual values. So anywhere you see D in the expression, you are going to write the value for D, which is 1.5. And anywhere you see C, you write the value for C, which is 2.5. In algebra, whenever you have a variable, a number beside a variable, which the number is called the coefficient, it basically is multiplying that variable. All right. So 9.99D means 9.99 times D. So whatever D is, you are going to multiply it by 9.99. So it's going to be 9.99. I'm going to open a parentheses because it's going to be two numbers now. So remember, we said that both of these here, the coefficient is multiplying the variable. So I'm going to use a parentheses to show that I am multiplying here. Plus 12.99, and C here represent 2.5. So I am going to replace C with 2.5. Now that I have substituted my values, I am going to simplify my expression. To simplify that, I am going to use what we call order of operation. Based on order of operation, once you have a multiplication in the problem, for example, this one, we are multiplying and we are also adding, we multiply before we add. So I am going to multiply 9.99 times 1 and 1/2. And that is going to be 14.985 plus, we're going to multiply now 12.99 times 2 and 1/2. And that gives us 32.475. All right, so now that we have multiplied, we are going to add. We need to add 14.985 plus 32.475, which give us 47. So remember, we're talking about money because we need to know the cost for the two items there. It's going to be $47.46. So the costs using this expression, evaluating this expression, to find the cost for 1 and 1/2 pounds of almond and 2 and 1/2 pounds of cashews, the total cost is $47.46. So evaluating an expression is very easy. All you need to do is to substitute the values that you are given for the variable in the expression, and then you simplify using order of operation. Now we're going to look at example number 2. Another example, it says, what is the value of 8.4? It's the same thing as 8.4 times n minus 3.2 times p, when n is 2 and p is 4. So again, we are going to evaluate this expression by substituting the values for the variables and simplifying the expression. We're going to start by rewriting our expression, 8.4n minus 3.2p. And as we said, we already know the values for these variables. All we need to do is to substitute these values into our expression. So 8.4n again means 8.4 times n. Once you have a number beside a variable, it means that you are multiplying those two. It's going to be 8.4. I'm going to put a parenthesis to show that we are multiplying 8.4 times the value of n. The value of n there is 2. So I'm just replacing the n with the actual value 2. Then I'm going to have 3.2. Open a parenthesis again and replace the p with the 4. And again, the parentheses mean that we are multiplying. Now we are going to multiply first based on order of operation. Once you have a multiplication here, you multiply before you subtract. So 8.4 times 2 is going to be 16.8 minus 3.2 times 4 is going to be 12.8. Now we can go ahead and subtract 16.8 minus 12.8. That is going to be 4. So the value of this expression is 4. So once you know the value of your variables, just plug them into the expression and go ahead and simplify using order of operation. And this is how you evaluate again an expression. Once you know the values of your variables, all you need to do is to replace those variables with the actual values and simplify your expression using order of operation.